hopefully.
Okay. Here's our clock. Okay. All right, yeah. As you mentioned, pretty fun one for today because we got 3 back-to-back-to-back matches. So Bakura and Athena are both actually pretty solid runners in our key item randomizer community here. So should be a pretty good marquee matchup with 2 fairly high-level players. And yeah, well, you know, if they get a starter Psychic Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Ice Punch, Mewtwo, I mean, they'll be pretty set and get a pretty good time. Oh god, did Bakura just pick the morning ballot?
I think so.
Alright, all my money's on Bakura. You guys can go Athena. I need my light. I need the sea.
I am voting Athena.
Bakura, you know you need to. I swear to God, there's only one option in these starters, friends. No!
Both of them
Alright, they both lost.
Here.
Okay, I'm out.
I feel like there's so much disappointment, not just on Sandy's
They
behalf,
deserve this ROM now.
that they didn't pick the Qwilfish, but I believe we know what happened to Valkyrie the last time that he tried to main a Victory Bell, so...
Yeah, enjoy
So there's
this
that.
self-destruct.
This Victory Bell is... Yeah,
Full
it
meme.
is
Full
a
meme.
pocket monster.
Yeah, well, guess what, guys? Qwilfish is fast too. He could have ran away. Maybe not from that Gyarados, but maybe.
I mean, it could have run away from the Gyarados.
Oh, look at those hot moves.
Yeah. So let's just say that since they didn't get the Psychic Mewtwo off the bat,
Die, Vileplume.
what are we expecting from the runners today? Do you think that they're gonna struggle at any point in the race? Because I always feel that within our own community, you know, we always vote for more suffering. If not visible by Fian's not 1 but 2 runs where he had to visit the Full Rocket basement. So
I'm upset about you for reminding me. I'm upset at him.
It's an NDA right now, P-Pat. We don't talk about it.
yeah. But let's hypothesize on a scale of 1 to me. How much suffering do you think these players are going to encounter in this specific ROM, which I believe is a Snow Bear certified ROM?
It is. How much suffering? I can actually tell you accurately. It's $200 in Valorant between me and Key's amounts of suffering.
That sounds about right. And that's
actually
a promising main on Bakura.
Yeah.
You mean Boba Fett, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Race in fact does.
This definitely feels like the first mainable Pokemon that we see today, or at least
second. We saw Qwilfish.
We did see
It's the
Qwilfish.
second main Pokemon.
You right, Sandy. You right.
Alright, Snowbar, I need you to send me the ROM. The Oddish Hate All came out from Weed Day Race. Absolutely. I hate Oddish. Oddish can perish.
Yeah, I was there too.
Oh, that is salvageable.
I never want to see Ice Punch Vileplume again in my life. Not 1, not 3, but 2!
And the first item that they both got is already a hot meme, as we have the basement key on both screens.
I am upset.
So, yeah.
Fine, I need to see Qwilfish's moveset, buddy.
So
It could have been Vanilla Egg.
Some of us do have the spoiler logs.
And it's just fine.
It's just me.
So, yeah, it's just fine.
It's just me.
Yeah, that's why I asked him for
Nothing-
the
there's-
Qwilfish
there's
moveset.
no-
I need to know.
There is nothing to worry about at all.
No. Oh, hot EXP sack.
I mean, you could still
run
just
the
share with the
Blissey.
classroom. I think the suspense level has been intrigued.
No. Killing a Blissey with the Victory Bell. Alright.
I mean, it's experience.
I mean,
It is.
I mean, he could have also exploded on it.
Think of the time save.
Yeah. It would have been a one-shot for sure. The first hurdle of the game, youngster Mikey. Always usually standing in the way. Actually,
Earthquake Yanma!
wow.
This is probably the scariest Yanma I've ever seen.
It's angry.
That Yanma just two-shot a hot dog.
That damage, by the way, that it has on it is using the young max repel so early.
So here's the super unlucky part. I believe that these trainer AIs are basically random, and that Yanma just straight up used a 1 in 4 chance earthquake both times. But he did get the explosion off, so he did get full experience on the hot dog.
I don't know if one level was worth the max revive so early.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also don't think so, but you know.
To each their own.
Yeah.
So Bakura's is pretty set on the hot dog. I don't know if I've seen Athena catch anything that was usable yet, unless he's... Well, okay. I just see an Aerodactyl on my screen.
Just 1 in 3ing it.
Ooh, yeah. And here, this is
Nope,
one of the tricks.
never mind.
Oh no.
The classic. At least he got his ball back.
This is true.
See, okay, now hear me out. I ran a Vaporeon, but our first item was also Surf, and it carried me through the entirety of the game.
Yeah, so
So I'm impartial to it right now.
That sounds like a Vaporeon thing to do.
But Vaporeon's pretty good. Plus, I mean, you'll get access to Surf eventually, so why not?
Bakura ended up
Bakura
catching the
actually-
Roardactyl.
Roardactyl. I don't think he's gonna nickname it that because it didn't show him Roar yet.
Oh, that is
so.
Many dogs early on.
Man, at this point, we could see our first ever Tin Tower in a key item randomizer. I mean, right?
If that ever happens, I will do absolutely nothing.
I don't... Okay, well... He's gonna have to try to weaken it maybe a little bit more. No, he's got 2 balls left.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Aww.
So at this point, would you take the next coin flip on the ball throw, or try to get it a little more weak?
I mean, it's
Vaporeon.
It's slightly tanky. He could take a hit and then damage it.
Right.
Yeah, so
Come
1
on.
in 3.
Here's the moment of truth.
Dex.
Oh.
Oh. 1 in 3 in a dream, baby.
Oh, and it wiped him with body slam.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
But, I mean, at least you know it exists now, so you could probably commit to trying to
We've
find
been
it again.
blessed.
Blessed. I think you mean cursed. Andy. So that's one of the key things that I think a lot of new players get hung up on is that in the early game you definitely have less Pokeballs than normal, because in most bingo strats, since you have to go back to Professor Elm's lab and the aid gives you another 5 Pokeballs, most players will have 10 Pokeballs between the shop and the aid. But here you're probably
15
only
if
getting
you're me.
yeah, 15 if you're Sandy. But here you're probably only getting 5 or 6 and not getting the benefit of the extra 1. So you gotta be a little bit careful on your main selecting. But in this case, it was certainly pretty bad luck.
Okay, Gnash is back yet again. Looks like we're about to get our first appearance of the fabled 9.
Yeah, so Bakura actually going for the 9 first instead
I'm calling
of Sprout
Snorlax.
Power.
that is a very interesting pathing, to be honest.
A flying type in the flying gym! Kind of random.
But the hot dog, well, ancient power to, of course,
It's gonna get the boost, isn't it?
Of
Doesn't
course,
look like
Bird Keeper Abe is going to have a super effective move. Athena's doing the exact same thing. He also is going after the gym instead of Sprout Tower. I think he's trying to PP stall. It has used 4 of the ancient powers.
Has 1 more, and then watch, it's gonna have like Rock Slide. Oh my god, it is so angry!
Oh, Flame Wheel. It only used Present on the other screen. Oh, no, there's the Flame Wheel.
Oh, yikes. Alright, boys, to the tower!
I think they're gonna have to go to the tower. High jump kick, too?
That is
really
an evil
angry.
evil.
Yeah, Athena realizing that that is impossible to defeat. Though, on Bakura's screen, he was able to PP stall out the ancient power and get past.
There's a
So
reason
it is-
8-year-old Sandy always used the Pidgeot.
Yeah. Hey, me too. I always had a Pidgeot on my team.
I always bring like the region bird with me.
So since most of the time you end up shopping in Violet City to get an escape rope and whatnot, it is technically a little bit faster to try to just hit the gym first and then Sprout Tower just in succession. But Sprout Tower is a bit of an easier time, get you a couple extra levels, so that way is usually preferred. But if you can manage it like Bakura is doing, certainly all the more power to you. You'll get access to the TM first. And it's just a slightly more efficient movement. By the way, Mud Slap in the Faulkner gym, what kind of?
Can't believe Flareon's a flying type.
There it sprouted wings and just flew like a rocket.
So many items used over on Bakura's side already. The Soda Pop, the Max Revive, 2 potions, I think.
I mean, would you use this many items this early?
I don't use items.
Wait, what are you talking about? You use Pokeballs all the time.
Those aren't items, those are a necessity. They're a way of life.
I disagree.
Well, we have a self-destructing victory bell already.
EXP set!
EXP.
Wow, it's the 9 too.
Alright, well, congrats on level 12.
And congrats on level 13. Oh. Alright, so we
And
got our first badge of the day, which is the plain badge.
The
That's
plain
hot
badge
items.
is pretty good.
Oh
How
boy.
good is it, Ryan?
So what the plain badge does, it allows you to do 2 things in this in Pokemon Crystal. First, it allows you to use the HM Strength, which is required to reach. I forgot the name of the town.
Signwood.
Blackthorn.
And Blackthorn.
Blackthorn. Yeah. And to finish the Signwood Gym. But furthermore, the plain badge allows you to get the squirt bottle from the squirt bottle lady.
After you beat... Oh no, you don't need to be Whitney, that's right.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
need to
that's
go.
a hot
You can
free
just go
key
right
item.
there. Yeah.
It's free real
So the-
estate.
Free real estate, everybody.
Alright, Bakura slightly in the lead right now since he's taken down the entirety of Violet City's gym.
Yeah, and he's at quite a higher level. His hot dog is level 13 versus Athena at only level 8 right now. So,
I mean,
but he has had to use a lot more of the items. So if that Max Revive needs to come into play later on, boy oh
Well,
boy, will
he
this
can't
be
right now
Athena's
because
chance.
Athena doesn't have another alive Pokemon right now.
I mean,
If he needs it for Elderly, I mean.
he might
We
need
all
it
know
for-
Elderly loves legendary Pokemon.
He does. Wow, did
2
Athena just get
encounters.
2 encounters in like the final patch. Wow. Guildmaster. At this point, he's probably just like, just let me fight the Elder.
Alright. Elderly's gonna have a level 10 Mewtwo.
or it's blessing the race once more.
Wow. 2 Jinx already in this run? What are the odds?
My son is back! Actually,
Wow.
my daughter. Alright, Bakura, come on.
Get
You
it.
want...
Sandy, I'm giving you like a virtual pat on the back of comfort.
And he's gonna run from the bee? You trying to tell me my son and daughter are chilling with the bee and you run from both?
Alright, we need to have a stern talk with this man.
Yeah. Hold on to that rage, Sandy. We will be interviewing the players in about 2 to 2.5 hours time, so just hold on to that inner rage for a little longer.
Oh, I ain't gonna be interviewing, I'm gonna be grilling. I got my
That's-
chef's apron on that says kiss the cook, baby, I'm gonna grill.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Dioscuri
very
is good civilization, by the way, Fine. Good choice.
Extreme
yes.
speed pseudo Wudo.
Ooh, critical hit dig pseudo wudo.
So, by the wise words
yes.
of Brock, did you know that extreme speed is when the speed goes to the extreme?
I did know that.
Today I've learned.
Don't we always learn on these broadcasts?
No.
On the Great Space Coaster.
Athena beats himself for the bicycle, which
Bicycle, very good.
What a good item.
is pretty good.
Though
It
technically
helps
not,
Bakura out way more.
though technically not required, I guess.
I mean, it's not, but it's
I mean, if you
definitely
think about it.
handy dandy.
It will make you go faster. It'll make you go fast.
Optional item, what a waste of sprout. I know.
I know. So,
Oh, I
think
marked
this would be a good point for our good friend Fine to explain what go mode items are in this race.
So, for the ability to complete all 16 gyms to unlock Red, you need to collect 8 different key items to be able to access every gym leader and their towns, which are HMO1 Cut, HMO3 Surf, HMO4 Strength, the Secret Potion, the Card Key, the Machine Part, and then 2 out of 3 out of the SS Ticket, the Pass, or the Squirt Bottle.
That's all you need, just 8.
And just 8, and they have 0.
They do technically have 0 of them, but here's the thing: the bike obviously is gonna make you go faster, and if they can find HMO2 Fly, it is also faster, and it's also there's just less rage. Because if you get a late fly seed, which I don't know, we may have been hinted at that. I don't know. I don't have the spoiler log. You certainly have to be a lot more careful with your biking across Johto and Kanto. Very efficient. With
Bakura coming up on the
pickups.
old rod item.
HMO6,
6.
which is pretty HMO sick, would you say?
Yeah. Really,
As in bad.
the only benefit for HMO6 is if they want to eventually do Lugia strats, but they would need quite a few
Why?
items before that. I mean, they would get a level 60 Pokemon.
But then you have to do Whirl Islands.
I mean, there is a possibility that this comes into play. I think the chances of that are pretty low.
Yeah, to get Lugia strats, you would need HM6, HM3, Surf and Whirlpool.
Some people
the
might need
Silver Wing.
HMO5.
Some people might need HMO5 too, yes. The Silver Wing, and access to the Fog and Glacier Badge.
And
Yeah, I was gonna
probably
mention when
Zephyr.
you guys were talking about the Go mode items. On top of those 8 items, you also need the required badges for them.
Yeah, because the badge effects are still tied to the badges themselves. So as mentioned, the plain badge will allow you to use strength. So if we had it the other way around, if we had strength but not the plain badge, we would still not be able to access Chuck and Claire's gym. We would need both the plain, but we're gonna get all 16 badges eventually. So we don't consider those as go mode. So if you don't have the fog badge, you'll get it eventually. It has to be in logic because thanks to our good friend Fian and I think Snowbear as well, you guys went through a whole lot of logic progress to make sure that there were no soft locks possible in these suits. How long did that take? I have to ask you, how long of a process?
At least 10 minutes.
I think it was actually just it was actually not too long. We just said, yeah, it was a couple of hours. We sat together, we brainstormed a bit, and we mapped every key item location. And, okay, what is required to get there? Because we started the key item department and then later on swapped to the badges, and the badges were also a bit of a thing that you had to route through. But yeah.
A level 11 Moltres in the well.
It's kicking Megaly.
It is. It's a shame that Hot Dog doesn't have rocks for it, though. But yeah, and
Just
here's
use the
thing.
corpse of the 9 to use rocks. Onward, Pidgeot.
And now that we have so many players that are playing this, I mean, we keep finding like new strategies and new logic. And one of the things we didn't think about until what was it, like a couple weeks ago, is you could technically do like backwards West Kanto, which would be without the ability to use cut. You can technically get there by going through the Victory Road gate. And everyone was like, huh, didn't think of that. Well, let's not put it in the logic for now.
Oh boy, HM06. Also, Mark HM06 and Mark Planebed.
Oh yeah,
over on
Mark
the
playing that.
side.
Oops. Yeah. I'm good at tracking, I swear.
I vouch for you.
It's time to perish. Kura going up against a 14 in the well now. Alright, come on.
Ooh.
Psychic Alakazam like yesterday.
Ooh, 2 spoons.
So it's physical, you mean?
I had a psychic. Oh yeah, it's physical. Alright.
Oh yeah, that's really
Listen, I ran into a psychic Alakazam yesterday. I didn't believe it. I had found the frickin'
The 1 in
I found the 4-leaf
256.
clover.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unbelievable. One of the other ROMs I did the other day, I had a Thunderbolt Alakazam, and I was like, is this even true?
I
That
actually had
Thunderbolt
a,
was physical.
I had a Psybeam Alakazam once, and it was pretty nifty.
The only worst part about that Alakazam was that I like almost immediately found the Super Rod, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll
Guess
I'll
I'm main
look at
switch
level-
again.
yeah, and then there was nothing. Like the best thing I found was a Thunder Shock Electrode.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I know, right? It was very fast. I think it had good speed DVs too. So, but Bakura is going quite fast. I mean, I know it's technically kind of a speed run, right, guys? But Bakura is actually on a really good pace, hitting Bugsy's gym by the 22-minute mark. So, pretty fast in the early going so far.
Bugsy.
Yes, I was gonna ask Sandy.
Never been
What?
in this gym before.
What was it like? That's not true. Yesterday you had an hour and a half Bugsy.
No, that was Kermit, not me.
That was Kermit? Okay. Well, could you ask
It's
Kermit?
sad that an hour and a half is still faster than some of the actual bingos I've done.
Yeah, this
Oh.
is true. Actually.
This is
But
so
it also helped that you were like level 40 at the point that you were. fighting
Listen,
Bugsy.
I had to be safe. I saved in front of him just in case. You never know. He could have hit me with the Destiny Bond with Quick Claw somehow.
Ah, yes, another Jinx. The third one of the day.
Weird that this is a blessed ROM, apparently.
Oh, definitely.
Well, apparently.
Belly Drum, alright.
Pain split.
Ah, there's Eldersley Legendary.
Yes.
Bugsy was holding it.
And it hit his
Ooh,
enemy.
dynamic punch. So here's the thing about the Entei. It does have a couple drawbacks that may lend itself to being a little less useful, especially later on in the game. For one, legendary experience curve. So all the legendaries in the game have a slightly slower leveling up rate. So you might end up finding yourself a little bit behind in terms of level. Not by much, but enough to make a slight difference. And the other thing is that the Entei is actually a bit more physically oriented than specially oriented. Which is why a Pokemon like Raikou is actually better to use because it's the other way around. It's more specially oriented, can take use of its stab a little bit better and whatnot. But we did get the Sacred Fire TM, so that certainly helps big time for the Entei.
Oh, that is making the Entei.
And they got the rainbow badge off of Bugsy too.
Also, Bugsy had a Kakuna. This is just a point I want to make.
I see nothing wrong with it.
The Vaporeon, on the other hand, does have pretty good special attack. It does make good use of its stab, which we do eventually get access to Surf. So knowing that you're going to have Stab Surf Vaporeon is always a big plus. It is a little bit on the slow side, but it's bulky enough to make up for that.
It's pretty bulky. It has one 130 base HP, I think. I think it's 130, which is plenty enough.
Yeah. Yeah, because over the course of these, I mean, having good attack or special attack obviously is big, even in your bingo logic. But since we have to fight all the Kanto gym leaders and blue and red and the Elite Four, having just attack usually isn't just enough. You'd like to either have good speed or good bulk. So while something like the infamous and certainly mythical Special Alakazam could be very good, because of its good speed, you're not going to get hit by too many things so long as you one-shot everything. But you would always want to watch out if you get hit with Mega Horn, because that can pretty much be a death sentence for an Alakazam.
Oh, definitely.
Bakura about to get the free item from the Farfetch maze, which as a kid I could not figure out for the longest time.
I thought you were just chasing around a random Farfetch.
I thought I was too, and I was like, ha, this is fun. I'm like, where do I go? Secret potion.
Ooh. So that is our first Go mode item of the day.
What do you mean? We got Bicycle. That's super Go mode.
I mean, with Bicycle you go, so... I would say both Bicycle is a Go mode item.
Good idea picking up the hidden item for Headbutt and getting Headbutt itself. Sailor Bakura can't talk to a tree.
Not unless you already have Headbutt taught. Then you could. You could
still
ask
can't
it.
Talk to a tree.
You could talk to a tree. I just don't know if it would talk back. We'll be making our way towards... Nice movement, Bakura. We'll be making our way towards Goldenrod, which will have 3 key item pickups. Actually 4, since we have the plain badge. So we'll get the Flower Shop, the Underground Shops, the Buenas card, and the Bicycle Shop itself will all give us an item. So Goldenrod's always kind of a cool place, because we'll get to see quite a few items marked off. We'll check the TMs. An attack that always paralyzes.
Which
Zap
is
Cannon?
So we got Zap Cannon. An attack that may confuse the foe, which should be Psybeam. Very good. That could have also been Confusion, I believe.
Yeah, or Dizzy Punch.
Yes. So Psybeam's probably good to have in your back pocket at this point. Because again, the Entei is a bit more physically oriented, but Vaporeon could certainly make very good use of that move.
You could also always find a Alakazam.
You could always fish up an Alakazam.
Wait, who said
theoretically?
Yeah, Snowbear, are you sure you randomized it?
And Athena just took care of Bugsy,
earning his own rainbow badge.
Now to do the free key item scramble right now, because you can get all 4 of the available ones right now. Bike Shop, Coin Case, Buenas, and Secret Potion, or Squirt Bottle. Yeah.
Which of course means 1 required fight down in the shops area.
Hear me out.
So Bakura's actually taken kind of the opposite route from the others. He took the right twin back in Bugsy's gym, and he took the south area.
Now hear me out, guys. Flash. We have Basement Key, early rival 4.
So yes, you could fight.
Quillfish, no! Sorry.
So you could fight early rival 4.
It has Sludge Bomb. It would have been so runnable.
Yep.
Yes, stab Sludge Bomb. Aside from the Quillfish sidetrack, you could fight early rival 4. He will be down there, but the key item in the basement of the warehouse will not be down there. It does not spawn until the rocket sequence begins.
Machine part over there from Buena.
So that can sometimes tie our hands behind our back, because I would think that you would like to take care of that basement item if you had a hunch that it might be key card without having to fight what would it be? 9 extra rockets that are down there.
It is
but
8.
It is 8. Okay.
Think of all that XP.
I know.
I can't believe Bueno ripped out a piece of a radio and handed it to a child, though.
No, fine. It is 9.
Well-
It's 7. It's 7 rockets and 2 burglars.
That is 9 trainers.
Yeah, 9. What I said.
It's time to go to Kanto.
And by Kanto you
Yes.
mean getting the item finder from the flower girl.
Yeah, it's the same place.
Yes. So this is going to be an early Kanto ROM for everybody.
Could be.
Because
I mean, there's literally no
It-
other way.
it is. So
No,
early
no, watch.
So early Kanto is when you get access to the pass, but not the squirt bottle by the time you clear all the goldenrod key items. Which doesn't happen as much, but it does happen sometimes. And this would be one of those sometimes. Because yes, the pass and the squirt bottle, one of those 2 items will be required in the first 7 key items that we pick up. So in this case, it was 8 key items and we got the pass.
And
Early
with-
Kanto it is, which can be a little bit scary, because obviously once you hit Kanto, everybody's going to be over-leveled in terms of the trainers and the gym leaders. So you have a couple options here. One, just buy a bunch of X items and try to continue to force the main that you're using, or you could main switch. And the best place to main switch is usually Route 17, aka Cycling Road. We can get up to level 33 Pokemon there. Route 18 is also an option if you want to commit to going all the way down Cycling Road. Same thing with level 33 being the highest level Pokemon. The Storm Badge.
The Storm Badge
Which
is
is-
the important badge in that it allows you to fly.
Yes, so finding Fly, I'm sure, will be the hard part now. It's always you get like one but not the other, and you're just like, where is the other half of being able to use Fly? Alright, so it'll be quite curious to see how Bakura will play this out. Of course, the only option to go to Kanto, so let's take a ride on the Magnet Train, won't we, boys?
It's Zap Cannon. I'm pretty sure it's Zap Cannon.
It says always paralyzed.
Yeah,
so...
that is. It also says an attack.
So it looks like Bakura is going to set up Death Warp strats, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he is. So Death Warp strats in Kanto. You'll set that up in Saffron City as he just did there, and then you'll start heading to the east towards Lavender Town. There is a key item to pick up there. One of the item is the fishing guru down on Route 12. So he'll pick that up, then go immediately fight a trainer, which will Death Warp him back to Saffron without having to defeat the biker that is on Route, what is that, 9, 8?
It's 7.
7? It's one of those that's connected to Saffron. He did do some shopping to basically get use of his money, because you still lose half of your money in the process, so might as well shop till you drop, so that way you don't lose as much money in the Death Warp. So there he goes, down to Route 12. The item is the SS tickets. So that can actually be quite useful, because now we don't have to fight any more trainers in Kanto. We can go to Vermilion City and take the SS ticket back to Johto and have access to the to most of the remainder of Johto, which means he doesn't have to main switch now if he doesn't want to.
Yeah. Wait, could it? Yeah. No, it couldn't have been Surf.
I mean, I guess it could, but it couldn't.
I think. Okay,
I'm not sure what the logic is.
Wait, I think Surf is actually the only thing it could have. Surf, Squirt Bottle, and SS Ticket are the only 3 items that item could have been at that point. With
I think you might be right.
Yeah, with Fog Badge being a Janine and Zephyr Badge at Surge, logically. Because that would open up the machine part quests.
Yes, to have the Zephyr Badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so machine part logic. Essentially, the game will not force you to go through Rock Tunnel blind. So it will give you access to both Flash and the Zephyr Badge before having to do the Rock Tunnel. But since we don't have that right now, you don't have to. You could try to do Rock Tunnel blind, but I think that would be difficult for Bakura because you do have to fight that trainer on Route 10 before you get to Rock Tunnel. And he probably wouldn't be at level to defeat him. Unlike this Sailor, which you just fought in the SSN, that is, like Rival 1, you do not need to defeat that trainer. So he just basically took the death on that one too, and now he'll be recovering all of his other Pokemon. So Bakura deciding not to main switch, he's happy with the Entei. Never even stepped foot on Cycling Road, which would be an option to get some higher level Pokemon, but he's going to be heading back to Johto. In fact, as he drops him off in Olivine, he's going to have 2 more key item checks, and he has the potential to just go fight Jasmine right then and there, since he has the secret potion already.
Yeah.
So since we've seen Bakura do that, I'll be curious to see how Athena also plays that. If he decides to do the main switch or not, which I'm not sure which fight he's on right now, but
he's fighting Whitney right now, and that was an
fighting
unfortunate
Whitney.
Thunder.
Hopefully he can get the hopefully he can get an exploding victory bell. He's not gonna get an exploding victory bell off on this one. All right.
We're doing a small thing for the fans.
Do you want to explain that one, Fian?
So, within the game, there's several amounts of sprites, and sprites are stored in the same place as saved in unused places, which means the rival sprite is saved at the location for the swimmer sprite until you trigger the cutscene where rival walks out of the gym.
It is kind of it's just funny to see rival just hanging out in the water.
No, Athena, no.
Oh, Athena making a mistake here, unless he's going for the TM.
Maybe he wants to go check the bug catching contest pro.
And also, in addition to the sprites, which are kind of funny to see rival down in the water, if you head towards the Pseudo-Udo, which hasn't been cleared yet, you'll get the infamous Pseudo Twins right before then, which is personally my favorite in the whole game. Yeah, Athena went all the way to the Pseudo-Udo, basically not realizing that this is an early Kanto ROM. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't happen very often. Getting the squirt bottle is a lot more common than getting the pass in the early game, but looks like he forgot that. Ooh, no! Athena showing a bit of his weakness here. He hesitated right before the double rotator pass and actually messed it up, so now he has to fight the Juggler, which has 4 Pokemon. So yeah, if you're not used to doing spinner hell backwards on the bike, you can certainly be hesitant about that. But Bakura is making his way up the lighthouse. So this will be interesting to see if Bakura will attempt to fight Jasmine early. Because he could just go into the gym right now, but remember, he's a level 22 Entei, and Jasmine will have 2 level 30s and a 35. So he will be quite under-leveled for that fight if he decides to go for it. Yeah, and Athena being very careful through Spinner Health. Alright, Bakura, what are you going to do? He is not going to fight Jasmine, which I think is the smart play unless he picked up X items when he was in Goldenrod. I think that's a pretty unwinnable fight right now. So this is definitely the smarter play. Or at least the safer play, if you will. Alright, so Athena, I believe he just also set up the Death Warp strats. Is that what I saw? Now Bakura's in Ekritique City. He just got the good rod, which is really more so an okay rod at this point, if I do say so myself. Access to level 20 Pokemon in any fishing group. He's gonna go for the Kimono Girls now. Bit of a small training arc and a key item reward at the end of that. Athena is going to pick up the SS ticket from the Fishing Guru. And yes, he has set up the Death Warp strats. So looks like both players are actually happy enough with their main that they decided to not take the chance on the cycling road set of mains. And Athena will be heading back to Johto quite shortly. It looked like he was gonna withdraw his Pokemon, then realize he needs one more lost fight, and then he'll be good to go. Oh, so Bakura just looking up the location of the Pikachu. He needs to be a little bit careful on those locations. I believe, if I saw it correctly, one of them was on Route 31. But the ROM does mess with the Pokedex a little bit because of the good early wilds on. The Pokedex would actually show the original location of any Pokemon. But if a Pikachu was on Route 31 at a low level, like in the grass, it would actually be visible as a Raichu instead. It would be forcefully evolved because of the ROM settings. But yeah, Athena making quick work of the Death Warp strats, taking advantage of the self-destruct, the self-destruct Vileplume. I wonder if we'll see him use that as kind of a budget teleport in the future as well. I feel like there's conspiring behind the scenes. I may or may not have lost my commentary crew. Anyways, so I looked away for a hot second and I missed the key item in the Kimono Girls.
Oh, my mic is muted.
Welcome back, Fian.
So the item was the old rod, which is quite older than the good rod.
Yes, I would agree with that. Now, say it was a super rod. Would you main switch? Try to get a level
Depends.
40.
Definitely depends. If the Super Rod Pokemon is good, I would.
There we got the surf item on Athena's screen. So there you can see why the Entei, even trying to use Crunch. Wow, there's another Quillfish. I don't know if Sandy is also still muted on her screen. It still has Stab Sludge Bomb.
I mean, it will probably
Sandy,
not.
you could have actually run this Quillfish. I wonder if Bakura has a way to finish off that Quillfish. I mean, it has Stab Sludge Bomb. That is one angry Quillfish. Yeah, and I think that's what's really unfortunate. Wow, got the poisoning off of it too. And that's the thing. I think Bakura is got the better special moveset for Entei. Which will be serviceable, but unless he had like Thunderbolts. Yes, Sandpie definitely muted for a second. Well, Sandpie, you just hold on to your thoughts about your son. We'll get your thoughts when you come back. Actually, what I was gonna say is that we sent Sandy on assignment to do some sideline reporting, and he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back with some hot takes. Stephen A. Smith is gonna have nothing on Sandpie after this. Bakura's now actually trying roamer strats, so I think he's getting a sense that the Entei might be falling off a little bit.
Doesn't get it, so he just goes ahead with his.
Activating the Bill cutscene. Yes. Fine. You should we should let the chat guess if any of them know what the roamers are. Garf always has a
I have actually not checked what the roamers are. Like my mind just the sounds of the game are just blending into my mind by now.
Yeah. Well, same with me too, and it's. You know, aside from some of the obvious ones, you know, like Jinx or Lugia, sometimes I can get Typhlosion. Not always obvious to me, but Garf seems like he's got it down.
Yeah, he got it.
Garf
3 out of
is
3.
insane, but wow, 3 out of 3. Way to go, Garf. Machoke, Kangaskhan, and Weepinbell. And honestly, if you knew that there was a Kangaskhan, that would definitely be main switchable. High attack power, you'll have access to strength. But yeah, Bakura gave it a one-shot look at the roamers. Didn't exactly commit to it, but yeah. Athena's actually going to try to cover Jasmine right now, so that'll be quite interesting. So who knows? Jasmine could be free, or Jasmine could have a sludge bomb. Yeah. What you said. All right, Raticate is the lead. He did pick up X items, so that's going to make a big difference on Athena's side, is to have the ability to set up. Bulky Vaporeon is handling himself right now.
See, that is the reason why Vaporeon is actually pretty good.
almost able to one-shot that, though. Awesome. No problem there. And a P1 as the 35. Goes for a Sacred Fire, gets the burn. Perfect. That's actually going to turn the Porygon from a
3-shot into 2-shot.
potential 3-shot into a 2-shot, yeah. Alright, well done to Athena for taking on Jasmine early.
And
is rewarded with the Fog Badge.
And a TM for Thunder.
Wow, Thunder Punch. So Athena, even though he is a bit behind, I would say maybe about 5 minutes or so, definitely gets a big advantage there, having efficiently cleared Olivine at this moment, and getting access to an even better TM.
I like this play.
Actually, this is a kind of decent play too. So it
I
looks like
the play,
Athena...
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like Athena's gonna go check what the pharmacy item could be. If it is Fly, that would be huge at this point, because of course he does have the Storm Badge already. Now, you'd think that surfing back and forth across the water might be slow, but you do have to commit to surfing one way at least. So surfing there is no time loss. It's just surfing back, which is a few seconds. But if this is Fly, he would save quite a bit more than just a few seconds over the course of this run. So let's see what it is. Strength. So he can actually just stay there and clear the gym.
So...
Very interesting.
Just as a small caveat, this can be pretty huge.
It's something that I think will pay off a lot more later down in the race than it does right now. Because say on Bakura's side, say if he just wants to find strength before committing to going to Signwood to begin with, well, he's never gonna find strength because it's in Signwood.
Yeah, but Bakura at this point is going back to...
I think he has to, because since he doesn't have the Fog Badge, he can't go to the Lake of Rage yet.
Yeah.
So this might be the only play that's on his...
he could have gone to Kanto and fought Janine, because that could also be the Fog Badge.
This is true. But along those lines, it would definitely be a lot easier to just take care of Jasmine while you're here. You got a couple more levels. He's at level 27, as opposed to, I think it was just 22 or 23 at the time he was in Olivine to begin with. Yeah, but from here, if he wouldn't have gotten the Fog Badge, they would almost certainly have to be going back to Kanto. But Fog Badge is going to help them out. It'll be interesting to see if Bakura does just decide to go to Kanto, collect a couple more gyms, which I believe he'll have access to both Janine and Surge. But Athena taking a slight risk early on, paying off to go get strength earlier. And actually, he had Fog Badge and strength earlier.
That also means Athena is poised to just finish up Mahogany afterwards and triggering the rocket sequence early.
Yes, you're right. Because then you can get all 7 badges, or yeah, you can get all 7 gyms taken care of in Johto without having to fight any of them. So this went from an early Kanto run to, I guess I'm skipping Kanto. Definitely lent it, this ROM, while Bakura got the early lead, lent itself a bit more to Athena in this part of the game. I'm sure he's feeling quite confident with his routing at this point.
Bakura is also heading over to Olivine, to Signwood to get the pharmacy item.
And Athena is starting Chuck right now. Noctowl, the superb owl. Bakura's sloppy movement costed him a wild encounter there. Ah, and it's a gloom. I think Sandy. Yep, Sandy just immediately having a bit of PTSD. And we got the Rising Badge out of
another
Chuck.
HM04.
And of course, we'll have Chuck's wife, which is not tied to the store badge. It's tied. That check is tied to defeating Chuck himself. Ah, the mystery egg.
I am. That is.
Continue.
I am. Wait. I'm a bit confused by Bakura teaching strength over crunch. Wait, no, he doesn't have any other good move to teach it over. Any other move to teach over.
I think that's fine. Because if he can eventually get that right, or get the not Raikou, but the Entei, the Battle of the Legendary Dogs, to try to get that Entei to be more physically oriented, it's gonna help him in the long term. Ah, there's a Rival 4 still just hanging out in the water.
I'm not even talking only about physical versus special, I'm talking about coverage, because Crunch is good coverage against Starmies and the Soul Twins. Which he now has a slightly worse matchup against than before.
Yeah, too bad you can't get, too bad we can't have 5 move slots instead of 4. I think that would make a lot of decision making a lot easier, just to have that extra move.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you know what they say, if Mario could double jump, you'd just want to triple jump.
You know
But
what,
that's
Mario
what you-
can triple jump.
Yeah, it's called Yoshi.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to all the Kaizo players out there.
Shoutouts to Yoshi.
Shoutouts to Yoshi. Mario can triple jump in Super Mario 64? Well then, wouldn't you just want a quadruple jump? Or is that...
Yoshi
Or
is
is
a
that
tool
what
to be
Yoshi-
used in discarded. You know what is also a tool to be used in discarded? Rambi.
Rambi, oh my goodness. I love the Donkey Kong Country series. I do have 1, 2, and 3 for the Super Nintendo.
I assume.
Yeah. That's the first one, the first DKC, right? With Rambi and
Yeah, and the second one.
and the second one.
But
I think he's in the third too.
no, he's not. In the 30s, got replaced by Eddie the Elephant.
That's right. You right. On Guard, the best fish.
Ah, On Guard
Hard
is pretty
agree.
neat.
Hard agree. Well, there's also what the ostrich,
Yeah, Espresso the ostrich.
Espresso the ostrich.
Also,
Who was our
did you
last
know
friend?
that Donkey Kong Country 1 is now on Switch Online?
Yeah.
So if you crave for playing this, Nintendo, you know where to send the money for
I
shipping.
laughed at that emote. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty good one.
It is a good one.
One of my favorite animal buddies was the spider in DKC 2.
Oh yeah, you mean shoes. It's not called
Yeah!
shoes, but I called it shoes all of the time.
Shoes.
So my favorite
Shoes is
animal
great.
buddy in Donkey Kong Country, in the Donkey Kong Country series, is Winky the Frog.
Did Athena's screen just freeze up?
Hang on. The timer's running, so on his stream. Uh-oh.
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 Oh, no, okay. Alright, it moved again. Okay.
Okay.
I bet something just may have happened
Yeah.
in the background. Real life things.
No worries at all. Proceed with your scheduled memeing.
So shoes. Shoes is the best.
I think it's actually he's actually called Squitter.
So Bakura has also finished up Chuck's gym. And basically kind of mitigated some of the damage or some of the time loss that he lost to Athena, unknowingly, of course. With Athena just making some more efficient plays right now, but pretty much kind of stopping the buck right there by actually deciding to go check out the pharmacy item instead of heading back to Kanto and possibly going on some kind of wild goose chase or whatnot. So Athena now has to take care of Morty's gym. Should be pretty quick since he's now at level 30. And then Bakura, he will just be biking straight on past Ekritik, and we'll be starting the rocket hideout sequence, which will reward us with 2 key item checks and a badge.
And because it's the 7th badge, also another key item in the waterfall item.
True. Yep. The ice path.
Yes.
Which I always think is if you're in Mahogany and you got an extra escape rope, I mean, why not check it?
Yeah.
And better yet, if one of the items they get beforehand is fly, they could actually go all the way to Blackthorn, complete the ice puzzle in Ice Path. And as soon as you exit the cave, you've unlocked the Blackthorn fly point, and then you could just fly back. But that's, of course, if they get HMO2 within the next 2 key items here. Alright, here is the shiny Pokemon. Or as our friend Keyzeron would say, oh my god, look, a shiny!
Oh my god, it's pretty good.
What's the difference? It's just less pink?
It's a great art. Also, he has none of the rods yet. It's the clear bell, which means he can.
If he catches a Raikou,
I mean, without the
then
Raikou,
he would have access to the first ever Tin Tower strats. I mean, think about it. You could climb the tower because the Rainbow Wing is not randomized.
Yeah, but he needs both Raikou and Suicune.
Does he need Suicune though?
Yes, he needs all 3. He needs all 3.
Huh. I thought, but perhaps wrong, that you would just need the first 2 because the Suicune would just be the static.
Sometimes you just think wrong.
He has to defeat E4 as well. Oh, well then rip. Rip Tin Tower strats.
The dream is dead. Long live the dream.
It's very dead. Forever a dream.
Athena picking up the Zephyr badge at this point could bring him to giving back the machine pod already.
Yeah, but I think it's certainly a lot safer to take care of the rocket sequence first because it's a trading arc, is what it is.
Yeah.
Aha, and he did just pick up the good rod right there. And now he will be going for the kimono, which I don't remember what that item was.
The Rod of Old.
Rod of Old.
Compared to the Rod of Good.
Yeah.
And the Rod of Super.
But yeah, this is when we get training arc sequences, aka press A simulators. it can get a little bit of a slog, don't you think?
Just a bit. At least he doesn't have to do Radiator right after, right?
Right. In fact, it would be very inefficient for them to do it because they don't have the squirt bottle right now. So in order to do the radio sequence, they would have to go to Olivine, take the SS or the SS Aqua to Kanto, and then go to Saffron, and then take the Magnet Train back to Goldenrod, which is quite a bit of time. So I guess while you're in Kanto, might as well take care of a couple gyms if you're feeling confident enough.
I mean, at this point, both of our runners are decently leveled. They have acceptable movesets on their mains.
I think this would be a question of would you go for the early Snorlax strats? When you're in Kanto, do you hand in the machine part since you're there, you've got flash access?
Actually,
Would you just go ahead and take care of that right now before heading back to do the radio tower sequence?
yes, it could actually be a pretty good Pokemon. Like, it's at level 50, and you get a free rare candy right next to it.
And an item check as well.
And an item check.
I think the more I think about it, the more I'm warming up to that strat.
Yeah. So
Because if you're and here's the thing, like if you're in Kanto and you don't have the key card yet, and the only thing you're going to be able to do in Johto is to start the rocket sequence, which gives you a key item at the top of the tower, which could be key card, of course, but. So here's the thing, so there's a lot more to do in Kanto, and since they don't have Fly, I bet Fly is starting to become a priority. So the more key item checks that you can unlock at this point should be better. So one of those would be to hand in the machine part, and not only have the check in the fan club, which would normally warrant you the lost item, but you also start the Cerulean rocket sequence, Bye Bye a Go-Go, and that would be a second item that you could get. So I think just because of those 2 extra items that are possible kind of along the way, plus the Snorlax himself at level 50, I think you got some good options to do in Kanto after you clear the rocket hideout.
bye bye a go-go.
Bye Bye a Go-Go. So that's like one of my 2 favorite sequences in the whole game is the Bye Bye a Go-Go rocket and the rocket executive here in the rocket hideouts, the one that's usually petrol, and he bonks into the table and like jumps backwards.
Yep.
Takes like 2 very slow steps and then he sprints out of there. I don't know what it is about that, but it's really funny to me. Because I guess you don't see NPCs bonk all that often, so
Maybe you're just easy to amuse.
I am easy to amuse. It's both. It's a little column A, a little column B. Bakura going to pick up that extra TM.
Which is Dig,
Dig.
which is pretty good.
Is it?
I mean,
It
it
it's
potentially saves you
escape ropes, but they already have enough escape ropes by this point.
Can never have enough.
I mean, I've run a type move. Can we dig it? I think we're a little half and half on that one. Now, see, if he would have taught Dig, he would have been able to get a super effective move off on 2 of these Pokemon. And it would have saved him negative time. And bonk.
Negative time is still time.
I can't... I always laugh at the bonk. Good NPC bonk. Now, do you think Bakura will catch any of the Electro?
I mean, if they're good, maybe.
I mean, if one's a Pikachu, he will.
Oh yeah.
Another favorite of mine is that if I'm maining a Dragonite, this sequence is also hilarious because Lance shows up with a Dragonite, and then the one executive's like, "I'll fight you because you don't have a Dragonite," and you're like, "Aha!" But wait, there's more. And then you throw out a Dragonite.
Well,
And then you're Dragonite buddies with Lance.
Wait a second, I was Dragonite buddies with him before.
The Sire,
No.
Team Rocket acquired.
See, that's why it's in Team Rocket, because it's bad.
Stop it, fine. Let me have this moment.
No.
Was it acquired legally? I'm not sure.
No.
It was Team Rocket, so probably not. They have to give it back.
Illegal Quagsire.
Ah, a Shuckle. Shoutouts to Mizzlesticks.
Shoutouts to our good friend Mizel Stikes.
Do you think he listens to the Sticks?
Maybe.
Because he does spell his name like that. I've always wondered. Like, I just want to ask him one of these days, like, what's your favorite Sticks song?
This guy's come now. Maybe he hears it.
Maybe he's just out there in the ether.
Yeah.
So both runners, memes aside, both runners' routing has certainly converged quite a bit. Pretty much done everything they can up to this point, and we've got a blue card, which is not a key card. It's a blue card. They can play Buena's Password, which may or may not have been removed in Speed Choice, I'm not sure.
Would you say you'd listen up that there's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world?
I thought you were gonna say that this is a story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
No.
Yes. Indeed.
That is actually interesting, dear. I did not know that, but I like the lore behind it. I was about to ask you, T-Pet, how you came up with your online name, and then I was like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
How would you have come up with your online persona?
Oh yes, a persona. That's what it is. Hey, aren't you proud of me? I went an hour and 12 minutes without bringing up weather at all throughout the course of this run.
But now you bring up weather.
But that's what I said, an hour and 12.
Yeah, okay.
Larpus.
It's my favorite water type.
I was gonna say, since it wasn't really discussed very well in the last race, you forgot to repel through Mount Silver, and of course you got a Lapras encounter, and everyone's like, Lapras. I'm like, no, that's Larpus. Please tell us the story about Larpus.
Yes. So, Larpus is a great transportation device. I also missed what badge he got.
Same here. I missed it. Chat, help us out.
It was the mineral badge. I checked it on his. And he's doing the thing I was prophesizing, which is checking the waterfall item.
Thanks for being so clairvoyant.
I am omni-knowledgeable.
So again, Larpus.
So Larpus is a flotation device. No, actually,
But it's not a tool to just be used and thrown away like Yoshi, right?
No, it is a great, I actually don't know how it started, it just turned into a meme. Yeah.
The red scale. But Kura, you have escape ropes.
Dude, I love hearing the lovely bonk sounds. Is he?
So here's the thing. Looks like he's like, he knows he can use strength, so he can do the ice path puzzle. Unfortunately, he will have to go backwards through ice path since he doesn't have fly, but he will have still unlocked the fly point.
Here's the thing I'm thinking about right now, and if it weren't that he couldn't, it would be a genius move in going ahead.
He is picking the TM.
Okay, he's just picking up the TM. Is he? No, he's
Thunder.
Not. He's going further.
Well, I mean, by this point, it is. You might as well just commit to finishing off Ice Path to unlock the fly point, whether you have fly or not. But he should just go straight backwards. Yep.
Yep.
It is faster to go backwards through it.
Then to wrap all the way around. Actually, is it? You could go through Dark Cave and wrap around via Azalea.
This is true.
And get to Goldenrod.
It would be quicker to go to Goldenrod in that direction since they don't have Squirt Bottle.
Yes.
But they probably want to go back to Kanto at this point since they don't have access to this card key.
Yeah, but they could gamble on a radio tower though.
They very much could. And the only other key item that they're missing for Go mode is Cuts.
And
but obviously looking for Fly as well.
In the position Bakura is in right now, there's a big chance that the required key item is just at the top of Radio Tower. Exactly what Wingage said. In this position, I'm actually not sure if it's actually faster to just spike all the way back to Olivine, then get on the boat, then get to Vermilion, then get to...
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more it's like, wow.
I think if you think about it, I think it's pretty equal.
Yeah, probably. And it probably has to do with your comfort level of Dark Cave as well.
I mean, they have Flash.
Exactly what they do have Flash, which would very much help. But Dark Cave is always... I mean, for me, it'd be like, I always hated trying to go for the Dark Cave TM anyways when I was doing videos, so... But Bakura going back to Kanto at this point. Whereas Athena's just finishing up the gym.
Makes sense to just finish up.
Yeah, while you're here, aha, Larpus.
Larpus, my boy.
Also, why does Price have an ice type?
Because he's pretty cool.
I'm just asking for a friend.
He's pretty cool, that's why. Oh.
And there he's got the mineral badge as well.
Whoa! Bakura, why did you...
Wait, what did he just sell?
He sold both Thunder Punch and Thunder. It's making me a sad boy. What if...
Yeah, if the Snorlax was a good physical attacker, you would definitely be... Yeah, like, ruining the day. And usually you have more than enough money at this point that you just want to hold on to decent physical, decent special TMs, and decent red stalling TMs. This is a strat that I picked up from Shenanigans, and if you ever encounter like Protect, Detect, what else was it? Perish Song, not Encore. Protect, Detect, or Perish Song. Those are always good moves to use to try to unstall yourself out of Red's lead. So Protect is good because Red has sometimes led rollouts. And if you can Protect or Detect from that, it'll prevent you from getting hit with anything more than rollout 2, most likely. Which can be a very, very big deal. And then Perish Song can get him to switch out of his lead if it's something that's hard to set up on. It would either force him or force him to KO his own Pokemon after 3 turns. Get you an opportunity to set up on something else if it's bullying you for some reason, like super effective moves or it's too bulky or whatnot. Or, as I picked up from Fine himself, just have Explosion and try to deal some damage to that level 81 if you can.
I have never used such a strategy. What are you talking about?
And honestly, it's a decent strat if you need to get rid of, I don't know, a rollout bear. and you can just explode on it before it gets to roll out 3. And you can just use a revive and set up again. Just sing the song of its people. By the way, Bakura is on the Surge fight right now. And if my routing is correct, Athena is only about 3 minutes behind.
Not even.
Yeah, not even. I timed it out to them resting in the bed in the SS Aqua, and it was just a couple seconds before 3 minutes apart. But an extra encounter in the water is going to cost them just a touch there.
That is a Staryu. That could.
That could actually be quite good. At level 37, just give it a Water Stone, you'll have a Starmie, access to Surf. But of course, I mean, if you have the stat experience on the Vaporeon, so you're pretty much running the same thing. And you won't have the Thunder Punch TM anymore. We got the Cascade badge from Surge up Bakura's screen. Athena is actually going to do the power plant strats now.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, he opted to do that first. And that's probably another reason why you probably wouldn't even consider any encounter in Vermilion. A high-level Staryu, sure, but you're going to have access to a level 50 pretty soon. So both of them are on the same fight right now, with Bakura just ahead just because he's done the Vermilion City Gym. And even though they skipped this fight early on when they couldn't win, and they had to do their Death Warp strats, they will have to do it this time.
I mean, you said it, not me, Snowy.
Yeah. Yeah, so since they don't have access to Fly and they don't have access to Cut, they'll have to go through Rock Tunnel both ways, and they'll have to go... Actually, they probably could have skipped that biker fight. Because if you skip the biker fight and then just go down towards the Fishing Guru and take Route 11 back to Vermilion City,
Yes.
you can just clear the Snorlax, and then you don't ever have to fight the biker.
That is very
Route 11
true.
is easy. You just go down the bottom, right?
Yes.
It's not movement I'm very used to. Athena not doing swag wingage strats, aka Rock Tunnel in the dark. But remember, kids, if you're ever playing Red-Blue randomized, and you get Lemonade, or Freshwater, or Soda Pop, you don't have to go through Rock Tunnel. I'm just saying.
Also famously called the Rock Tunnel skip,
Rock
which
Tunnel.
means skipping Rock Tunnel.
Where do speedrunners come up with their names?
I don't know.
Safeguard
I'm not a
with the
speedrunner,
TM.
and I don't come up with names.
Yeah, me neither. And every time that we do try to come up with a speed strat, it's just like, this is awful. This doesn't save time at all.
Rare Bird Adventure. I love
On a
it.
great adventure. This is the first time Wingage has ever seen the tunnel lit up.
I can't believe Wingage didn't watch yesterday's race. Busted. I know you're watching right now, so I know that you didn't watch yesterday. I'm on to you. You don't see me do the eye pose, you know, the one where I just point my fingers at my eyes and then at him. I'm watching you.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm doing it live!
I'm doing it behind the microphone, towards the microphone, and towards Twitch chat.
I'm gonna angrily chuck water. I don't believe you for a second, Snow Bear.
Wow, both players using Flash and Rock Tunnel. Disappointment.
I can't believe that we are back in Weenie Hut Jr.
So your Athena now, yep, appropriately going down Route 12.
Oh, baby. There's a feeling I'm feeling right now, and it's fantastic.
Oh, Athena doing that very cleanly. That has to be the most optimal movement. I usually go way down on the bottom and pause for the rotators because I'm like, I have no idea what any of their vision is.
The vision is 50-50, either they see you or they don't.
Ooh, a level 50 Teddy Ursa.
That is pretty good.
Oh, and he has a level ball for it. Excellent.
Some might say this is main switchable.
So here's the thing with Bakura. He did not go down through Route 12 and 11, but he is heading in that direction, so obviously not as confident.
I don't like this play.
We do have... He did pick up a waterfall.
Oh!
It has explosion.
Good thing he had that level ball.
I think he's gonna main switch to it. He's gonna teach it wing attack.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Sure, he's gonna teach it strength. Strength over tackle. Keep an explosion. Boom bear.
Dude, I am ready. Like, you know how ready my body is.
He just really needs a like a physical or ground type move to really complete the moveset. But yes, we have the level 51. Here's the difference too. Athena got a male and Bakura's catching a female. So this also gives Athena a chance to slightly catch up. He is going to teach it Surf for coverage. I think that's safe right now because he would very much be walled by rock types. So Surf gives him coverage for that. That's where a fighting type move would come in.
Yeah.
But since he does not have access to that, I don't know if either of them have been to Celadon yet. To check to see what the Celadon
I also don't think they have been.
I don't think either have been to Celadon. But I think that's going to change on Bakura's screen. Or not. He's actually going to go... Oh, he's going to go up towards Cerulean City. And start my other favorite part of the game. Bye-bye a go-go.
It's probably my second favorite trainer in the game. And he's gonna pick up the coin case.
Coin case. That's honestly a good play to pick that up before you fight the gym, because if it was fly, then you're gonna save time. Yep, so Bakura will be starting Time Skip Training Arc number 2. And I do not believe Bakura is going to main switch. I think he's still going to run the Entei at this point. But Athena, no question there. He's running a big boom bear.
An angry bear.
Is very angry. I mean, where have I seen Explosion Bear before?
I don't know, you tell me.
I know it happened recently. The bear also had rollout, so it was pretty good. But then I remember Spider-Man meme, and the Spider-Man was at a higher level, and it also still had rollout. And the only option that was left was to teach the bear Explosion, to which some runner ended up using Explosion on 5 of the Pokemon of the 6 that Red had, and just using a Revive in between.
I have never seen that happen.
The only Pokemon that you couldn't explode on... Oh, sorry, did I give it away?
Sorry to give it away!
Did I give it away? I didn't mean to mention it. The only Pokemon Set Runner couldn't explode on was a Gengar that Red had. But by the way, we have Bad Rom the bear. Bad Rom the big boom bear.
The big boom girl bear.
And gave it the exact same moveset, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it is a now strength wing attack explosion
Surf.
surf.
Which is pretty good.
Big boom bear. And in this case, it's Bad Rom bear. Shoutouts to Snow Bear.
My favorite nickname for bears is just No Bear.
Did you say No Bear?
Yes, I did indeed say No Bear.
Alright, so Athena will have a slight advantage to try to catch up. He's also fighting Sabrina at this time before heading up to Time Skip Training Arc 2. So I will say that Athena has been slightly more efficient, even though he was off to a slower start, but should be able to gain a little bit of time throughout the course of the run. Had to switch out for some reason here. I think the Arcanine must have had a fighting type move.
I mean, it's a big Arcanine. So.
Whoa! Oh, yeah. Able to just clean it up with a +1 Surf Vaporeon. And that's the Marsh Badge, Vanilla.
What kind of vanilla game is this?
I know. But I was gonna say that since they're now both running the same Pokemon, Athena is slightly higher level. He's got 1 level on the on Bakura's
Yes.
bear. No bear? No bear? Big bear? Bad bear? Boo bear? Whatever you want to call it.
Kapow bear.
Kapow bear. Shoutouts to Mrs.
Shoutouts to Mrs.
Surprised he didn't explode on it just for the meme. So Athena might be able to catch up just a couple seconds, but I think right now it's just going to come down to fight luck between both the trainers, both the runners for the pretty much the rest of the game, because I assume that their routing is going to be solid enough and efficient enough that they'll be picking up a lot of their items in succession now.
Pretty much.
So they're both on the hedge maze, and I believe Bakura's on. Is Bakura on the last trainer here?
Yes.
Yes. Yep, the super nerd right at the end. And Athena's on trainer number 2 out of the 7 or 6 plus super nerd. So we will be seeing Misty quite shortly here. Take a listen to that hot Kanto gym leader music. Misty leads a Charizard. Ooh, Sand Attack. I wonder... Oh, Self-Destruct. That's a thing.
Ah.
So that's kind of... So I wonder if Bakura has any X accuracies, because he will be -1 accuracy for the rest of this fight. And there's a miss.
And that's a hit.
And there's an Omastar.
Did someone say Omastar?
Omastar? Wow. Very lucky crit there. Otherwise that Omastar was going to be a 3-shot.
It is
And he's
Glacier
rewarded.
Badge.
So they could, theoretically, go get the Lugia.
Yeah, just theoretically speaking, if they would want to, they could now get the Lugia, indeed.
Not saying it would be easy to get there, or even the right decision, but theoretically.
Can also do backwards canto.
They also could do that right now. They have cleared the Snorlax, and they have access to Waterfall.
But I'm also pretty sure both of these runners know that backwards canto isn't really in logic.
It's not really in logic. But if there is a situation where the card key is the old man and Cut is in the basement, then maybe...
I can assure you, Snowbell, that Athena does in fact not have the Waterfall HM.
Trying to remember where Waterfall was.
It was the lost item check in the fan club
Oh, yes.
that he just didn't do.
Oh, well, Bakura,
Going out
realizing
with this
really...
bear.
Yeah, going out with a bang, literally. Yeah, seeing that Arcanine and realizing that might not be a fight you can win unless you use Stab Explosion. But the runners are mightily even right now. They're
Really even, yeah.
pretty much just one fight apart at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, because Athena is only Misty behind at this point.
And Athena is fighting Misty right now.
Meanwhile, Bakura heading back to Johto, I believe to start the radio sequence and try to bank on that being an item at the top. Oh man, good thing Bakura has been inside most of this ROM, because boy oh boy is the outside pallets a little scary.
A little, you say.
Just a little. Did Athena do Surge? I think he did.
He did.
I think
Surge.
he did it. He did Surge just after getting the bear.
Glacier Badge obtained by Athena.
I wonder if he's also going to go back to Johto. Yes, he is.
Yes.
Definitely just the most efficient thing right now. Since they are right here in Saffron, got the Magnet Train to use. Actually, I think they are running out of key item checks.
They definitely are. They are literally checking the last key item right now. The second to last key item.
It's pretty much this in basement, isn't it?
Yes.
So what you're saying is there's a 50-50 chance that the card key is in the basement at this point?
Yes. Indeed.
And we'd like to welcome in all of our Rando Mania channel watchers to our Pokemon Crystal Key Item Randomizer tournament. This is second round action between Lord Bakura and Athena Sykes. And this has been a really good race the whole time. They're getting down to a very linear path. And you might be thinking, what kind of randomizer? They're both using an Ursaring. Well, the Ursaring was a static encounter. It was the Snorlax that came at level 50. Technically, it was a Teddy Ursa at the time. So it just leveled up and evolved. And good enough. By the way, this Ursaring does know Explosion. So the memes could certainly be quite large throughout the course of this run. But yes, welcome in everybody. Bakura and Athena are racers. I'm T-Pat. Fine is in the phone call as well.
I'm fine.
And Sandy's hanging out somewhere, mostly in chat at the moment.
Yeah, he has some important matters came up, so he's just chilling.
Yeah, stab, explosion.
Seems
So yeah,
sometimes-
so to
sometimes you just
recap
go
this,
out with a bang.
yeah. So to recap this race, early on, Bakura had a slight lead. He was running an Entei in the early runnings, and Athena had a Vaporeon. It took a little bit longer for Athena to get going. So Bakura took a approximately 3-minute lead or so, plus or minus a couple minutes. But Athena has been slightly more efficient with some of his routing and was able to claw back some of that time, especially being the first one to get the Teddy Ursa / Ursaring and switch to it. So he took back some of that time, and now they are very, very close. I believe they're only about 1 or 2 fights apart.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, they are pretty close. The only thing that separates the two is that Athena missed a small check in Kanto, which is
The fan club item.
the fan club item indeed.
Yep. Which wasn't required, so it's not hurting him, but he might go back and just check it later, just in case. Just in case he's kicking himself to be like, I forgot that item. But yeah, they're about they're 2 short fights apart. But other than that, they've done all the same gym leaders. They've picked up just about every single item together except for that one. Also, Athena did accidentally miss the, I think it was the red scale in the Cerulean gym. Because when he clicked on the tile, it asked him if he wanted to surf. But maybe he did pick it up if that was the case.
I am. It was a coin case, by the way, but
Oh, it was a coin case.
he did not pick it up. But
He did.
with our omnipotent knowledge, we can say it's not an issue.
Yeah. So that means the red scale was the ice path item, which Bakura
Yes.
also picked up. Yes. So Bakura right now is on the False Director, or for those of you that are fans and have played Heart Gold Soul Silver, this would be Petrol, who usually just has a bunch of coughing and a wheezing. And he will give us a key item at the end of this fight, which is
the card key.
the card key. So that pretty much is a lifesaver. It's like, whew, I can do all of Radio Tower in just one swoop. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Cuts isn't the basement item.
You are
In
cursing this
fact-
run with your words, T-Pad.
In fact, I think there's only 2 places, and correct me if I'm wrong. There's 2 places Cut can be right now. It is either in the basement, or it's on Professor Elm. Because since they do have access to Waterfall, they can go through Victory Road as normal, as intended. And either of those situations is a little scary.
One of these
This might-
situations is less worse than the other.
One of these situations might be, the better option might be just going to the basement since you're there in Goldenrod right now.
And he doesn't have to fight all the rockets anymore, because after the rocket hide, it could still be Clearbell. There still is one key item before that, T-Pad, and it's the key item coming up right now.
Yes. I said correct me if I'm wrong, so thank you for that.
See, that's why I corrected you, because you were wrong.
Not exploding the Dragonite. What a shame.
I am sad.
Alright, and now Bakura is finishing up the last Rocket member, aka Archer. Not the same Archer from the TV show.
But it's Archer from the video game Pokemon Go.
Hard Gold and Soul Silver.
And Crystal, I don't know.
Do you think there's gonna be a Let's Go Johto game
I
in the
hope
near
so.
future?
I sure hope so.
I would play that game a lot. Do you know what's pretty funny? I saw this from Chrism 360 recently. He was playing Let's Go Randomized. Ooh, they got the lost item, which I assume they're just gonna go check out what that is right away. But I saw Chrism 360 play, I think it was Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, randomized. So all the overworld Pokemon were randomized, and it was quite a treat, to be honest. I believe there was a Tauros in the water, like Route 19, and it was just Jesus Tauros just walking on the water.
I remember seeing something like that.
It was a treat. I love that very much. Yes, Bakura is going to be checking the lost item check.
I mean, it makes sense.
Meanwhile, Athena is fighting Archer. And no, he does not say Lana. Lana. So where, oh where, is Cut? Our final required item.
Squirt bottle.
The squirt bottle, okay. We are running out of checks here.
So at this
Alright,
point...
what would you do? Just tell me what you would do, fine.
Real talk, I would check basement first.
Bakura's thinking. But yeah, I think this is one of those situations where I think checking the basement might be the play. The basement without rockets is just 2 fights. You have to fight the Super Nerd in Rival 4, and then just do the puzzle that's there. Since you just have to walk it, it just feels like you lose a lot of time. It takes about 3 minutes to do the entire sequence. Rather curious to see what Bakura is doing here. He did just pick up Squirt Bottle.
He might want to go to fight Claire now. At least the path is seemingly so.
That's what I'm thinking, but here's the thing. I think the key item checks are more important than the badge checks right now. Because yes, you can fight Claire, and if Claire has the Hive badge, that would be very beneficial. But you still don't have Cut, and you don't have Fly either. No, looks like he's gonna do the, he might just be going to the E4 at this point. He did just go back to Violet.
His shopping would indicate that he's going to the Elite Four.
Yeah, he's heading that way. This is one of the first times that I've seen in a long, long time to be checking the E4. So make sure you don't hit Youngster Joy. He took my advice, that's for sure. He took it very carefully.
He's gonna fight Rival 1 though.
He is going to fight Rival 1. Now, if you fight Rival 1 backwards and the old man is still standing there, if you engage that fight on the upper tile, Rival will walk through the old man. He will have no regard to the old man's existence whatsoever. Quick work of Rival 1, but here he'd just get out of the way. Fun fact, if you go through Route 29 backwards, you don't need repels. You can just avoid all the grass.
Meanwhile, Athena is fighting basement.
So really, the time investment, if you think of it as time investment loss, so if the basement is not cut, then that's 3 minutes of you walking down to the basement to not get an item. Meanwhile, the investment on Bakura's side is the time it takes to travel all the way from Goldenrod to the Elite Four, which I've never timed out myself, but it sure seems it's going to be about equal.
It's 3 to 4 minutes.
So it's pretty much a pick your poison. Bakura going quite safely, not sure where all the trainers are, which honestly isn't a bad play either. There is only one required fight up this route, and it is the girl right at the end. So as you can see, you can avoid all the trainer vision except for this one. So Athena just finishing Rival 4. And this is just the longest part, is to do all these switches in backwards order and then have to go all the way to the end. It's just a lot of walking. Ooh, Bakura actually forgetting to repel. Just opting to fight the sack of experience anyways. Athena's gonna be picking up the key item in the basement, which is...
Fly!
Fly! That's a useful item too. So, fly, to have it either be fly or cuts certainly is big.
But
In
this
fact,
also means...
This also means that that I think cuts is on Professor Elm.
Yep.
Ooh.
This is the first time I've seen that item on an Elm.
That is wild. Now here's the thing, Athena doesn't know that yet because he has missed quite a few key item checks. He has access to fly now, which is going to help him a lot to warp around and collect these items.
He has only missed one key item, though. He has only missed one.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 because the Ice Path item...
No, he picked that up earlier. He checked it and then reset
Okay.
over it. Oh, that is an Earthquake Mewtwo.
Ooh. Nice job, Rival
But it's
5.
dead.
Now, riddle me this. If you have access to fly, but
Yes.
don't have access to cut, and they've cleared the Snorlax already, would you just go ahead and do backwards Kanto anyways? By the way, excellent swag boulder from Athena. Would you just do backwards Kanto anyways before fighting the Elite Four, or just nah? Because you can't get all 16 badges without cut because Erica is locked behind cut anyways.
I'm not sure. If you so at this point, if you do backwards Kanto, I don't think it's much slower to just do the Elite Four. Anyway,
I don't think it's much slower either way, because it's more about unlocking fly points. And the only investment difference is going through, what is it, Route 26 or 25 that connects Viridian City to Victory Road versus going through Diglett Cave. You can also get a key item check, but that key item cannot be cut.
so what I would do at that point, so they only need to cut at this point.
And we know where it is.
And they know it has to be on Elm. Bakura knows it has to be an Elm or in basement. No. Old man
Bakura
cannot have cut. It's not in the logic here stuff.
It is.
Don't
Yeah,
spread
it's not logic.
misinformation.
It's not. It can't be cut because we haven't put backwards Kanto in logic yet. There is some experimental options that you guys are playing with in terms of putting that in logic, making it a possible option. And if that was the case, if we did have backwards Kanto in logic, then I would have definitely done what Bakura did, and then have taken that detour into West Kanto to get that extra item check while I was just on my way to Elite Four.
And so for Athena, it's easy because you can just pick up the fly point at this point and go to Viridian. Because he has fly. He has the advantage of fly at that point.
Yes. He does.
So
yep, he did get
can
this
pick up
advantage.
that location and just... He can just decide, does he want to do Kanto or does he want to do Elite Four? He has the free reign, which Bakura doesn't really have by not having fly.
Yeah. In fact, the time investment, he'll get cut, but since he doesn't have fly, the time investment of going to the Elite Four all the way from Goldenrod, he has to double back now because afterwards he's gonna warp back to New Barktown, and will still have to bike from New Barktown all the way back to Goldenrod to then do the basement check. And that's even if he wants to do the basement check, because now that we know it's fly, he might just go back to Kanto and bank on the old man having fly instead.
Yes. This also makes this race really interesting all of a sudden.
Yeah, from Bakura having the lead in the early game, I think having fly and essentially being in go mode, Athena doesn't have cut yet, it's down to one check for him, so he pretty much has it pathed out. I think Athena can start warping around and not only making up time, but surpassing in terms of time. Because if Bakura wants fly, he's going to have to take that 3-minute investment to go down into the basement, and that's only if he chooses to go and do that. So I think Athena has been, honestly, just a little bit lucky, but very smart with his key item checks and pathing.
Yes.
I mean, we saw him go to Signwood first without strength, but only the plain badge, and be rewarded with strength being in the pharmacy. Like, that's something that could save you a little bit of time. And taking the investment to, wow, getting the Hive badge on Claire, too.
This seed is evil.
Actually, it's kind of funny that Claire had the Hive badge. If she didn't, the only other person that could would be Janine.
Yes. So with the Hive badge not being on Janine, Athena can do the full wraparound later on. Where he just goes from Pewter down to all the way to... let me sort my thoughts real quick.
Yep, Pewter to Viridian to Pallet to Cinnabar to Seafoam to Fuchsia.
Yes.
Which is more efficient. Janine's always kind of in an interesting spot, because it is more efficient to do Janine after you fight Blaine, faster to go that way. But with Janine being the easier of the Kanto gyms, sometimes you just want to get her fought early on. So you'll take the time to go down bike path, fight the extra trader or two if you don't have fly, to just get an easier badge check, which sometimes can be in logic early, because we've seen Janine have the fog badge, for example.
Yes. For example, in yesterday's race, she did indeed have the fog badge.
Fine, you only play the most interesting seeds, don't you? Ooh, Bakura
Honestly,
getting...
no.
Wow, did you just see what Bakura just got?
Yes.
His level 59 level up move is Teleport, which oh, that's gonna help ease the pain a little bit.
Yes.
But he still has to be very efficient with his routing at this point.
So what do you mean? This ROM is a masterpiece. Like, this ROM is a masterpiece.
This is a very interesting ROM. And
I honestly
Athena's
would've...
honestly played it perfectly.
I would have loved to run this ROM. This is wild, and I love it.
Yeah. this is probably I think this is the first time I've ever seen Elm have cut.
Yeah, I think cut is...
We've known that's in logic, but I just haven't seen it before.
I am
because it is so
100%
rare.
sure that statistically cut is the least likely item to be on Elm.
I know I've seen the Google Doc before.
Yeah.
I wonder if I still have it. I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna look this up on
Oh!
the side.
Akura
Ooh.
just got robbed by Destiny Bond over on his side.
I mean, if he would have just exploded first, then he would have had the last life.
Didn't he teach over explosion?
I think he did. I think he taught teleport over explosion.
Wait, did Athena get the fly point in Viridian or did he skip it?
I think he skipped it. So he'll just go through Diglett.
It doesn't make too
which
much
I
of a
think
difference.
yeah, I don't think it makes much of a difference, and it still might be more efficient because if you're going through West Kanto, you might as well hit it all in a straight line from north to south instead of
Yeah.
starting in Viridian having to go north then south.
I mean, in theory, what he could have done is just start in Viridian, go south to Janine, and then wrap up to the north.
Alright, so I've pulled up the list here. So, in case you're wondering, I've pulled up the percentages list. And the most likely items to be cut are the Item Finder House in Eckerteak, the Kimono Girls, also either the Checks in Olivine, the Fisherman or the Cafe, or the Super Rod item, the Fishing Guru. In fact, the Fishing Guru is the most likely at 5.5%. Those other four I mentioned are approximately 5%.
How likely is it that Elm is cut? No, I'm curious.
Yeah, so Elm is the second least common item at 2.26%.
Which is the least
chance.
common?
Yeah, so about 1 in 50. The least common is actually the machine parts. So in the Cerulean Gym.
Oh.
Is at 2.22%. It's just a marginal fraction.
Yeah, because it is very likely that logically cut is locked behind. So both of the locations we were talking about are generally locked behind cut. So that is the reason why the percentage is so low, because it requires way more items to be accessed than just cut.
Correct. Now, of course, in the machine part, if you don't have cut, you would have to have access to Flash.
Which is actually not too much of a difference. That is just changing one for one, but in the case of cut and what's it called?
The machine part?
The SS ticket, it's also only Waterfall, but Waterfall is fucking that one location in this case.
Yeah. There is also one other item check that is pretty low at about 2.4%, and that's the lost item. The copycat girl.
No, the lost item is the one in whatchamajigga.
Oh yeah, you were right. Not the copycat girl, the fan club.
Yeah. Oh, Bakura is checking the basement for Fly. Wow.
So yeah, so even though Bakura's in go mode, Fly is so important.
He's going at his point he's going for a 50-50 because Fly could still.
It's either that or the old man.
It is that or the old man.
So if I'm not mistaken, the old man is going to have the super rod.
Indeed, he does.
Which I think is the most common option for that item. I've got the list pulled up to check.
It's probably one of the rods. Yeah, this seems just like a small time waste. It's not a big time waste, it's a small time waste, but it's a time waste nonetheless. I can't no, okay, so hear me out. It's actually not as big as a time loss as you think, because he still needs to do Claire.
Yeah, and teleport's gonna be it's just less useful at this stage in the game. The best he could do with teleport is to set his warp point to Goldenrod.
But then
Go to Claire and then warp back to take the Magnet Train back to Kanto.
But then I sit here and wonder, why did he pick up why did he learn teleport in the first place?
If he's still gonna check for the fly point.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is a bit interesting. I think this would be the correct play if he didn't have teleport.
Yes.
It'd be safer but slower. But the the old man that could hold fly, which is a pretty high chance actually. The old man holding fly is a 5.1% chance in any given rod, in any given ROM, and it's second only to the super rod being a 6.7% chance to be on the old man.
I think that actually has to do with the super rod being force laid by the options of the normal ROM settings.
Yep.
With them being no early super rod.
Correct, and I think the super rod, the checks that it can be, which can't be the first 7 checks anyways, or first 8 actually, if you include the flower shop.
I'm actually not sure if the flower shop is excluded.
It is. I have it on the list. It is excluded. So since it can't be those first 8 checks, pretty much everything else is between like a 5 and 7% chance to be a super rod. Pretty even across.
Because it can be everywhere at that point.
Oh, but Kura's just like, yes, I have fly.
I'm still confused, but that's a really question.
So let's think this out. If you had teleport strats this late in the game, I probably would. This is what I would have done. I would have set the teleport point to Goldenrod, and then traveled instead of flew, but traveled all the way back to Blackthorn to fight the gym.
Wait.
At which point I would teleport back to Goldenrod. All the Johto gyms would have been clear.
No, hear me out, T-Bed. Hear me out, T-Bed. At the point, we forgot a thing. We forgot that he already has the Blackthorn fly point, which he just demonstrated.
Yes.
That actually makes the play of checking the basement for fly better. Because
this is true.
What we also forgot, he 100% has to do Claire before going to Kanto.
This is true.
And he picks up teleport in that case, just as a safety measure, if the basement key is super rod. So, in hindsight, it's actually clever that he picked that up.
Yeah, it is very clever.
We just had to think about it a bit.
The long plays.
We just had to throw on our brain coils.
Yeah. But then I think to finish my thought is that once I was back in Kanto, I would set my teleport point to Viridian City, and then that's pretty much it for the rest of the game. Is that you go through Diglett Cave, you go to Pewter, Viridian, set your point there, go down to Seafoam to fight Blaine, as well as Janine, and then warp back to fight Blue. At which point, then you do have to travel down to Pallet again, but then you warp back. And then you're ready to fight Red.
Yes.
So that would be how I would have played it. I probably would have just skipped... I personally would have probably just skipped the basement, hoped that the old man was holding fly anyways. But I probably would have fought Claire first. Otherwise, then you're just backtracking way too much. But yeah, very clever from Bakura's standpoint. So we do have a really close race on our hands, as Athena is also making his way through the Lance fight at the moment.
Yeah,
he really doesn't have to pick up any of the other items.
No, he doesn't. They're both neck to neck within each other. I want to say
Athena has a slight lead because they just have West Side Kanto left to go.
Yeah, it's around they're within the minute.
Oh yeah, easy.
At this point, just fight luck is determining who wins this race.
Yeah, pretty much. They might be marginally within one fight because Bakura's starting Claire now, but Athena has already finished Lance.
Yeah, so basically he is the clear fight ahead.
What, like 40, 50 seconds?
It's around a minute, give or take.
Also, not sure why he's picking up. Oh no, he's looking.
He
for
needs
cut.
to pick up cut.
Yep.
Duh.
He needs to pick up cut. That's why. Duh.
T-pad, please.
I was already routing, and I was like, oh wait, didn't have cut yet.
You were already 5 steps ahead.
Oh, he is gonna do backwards Kanto.
That makes sense. It makes sense because it's a bit faster. As I said, it should be faster by a margin.
Yep, there he goes.
I love it.
I love it too. I think that's a really smart play.
No, is he? No, he's going down first. I also love that. I love that he's going down first and checks and does that leg. Just as basically as I said earlier, do that, then do Erika, and then go up to Brock last, and then it's basically reverse boss order but with extra steps. Like finding all the key items first. I love this. I really love this.
Bakura did the normal way through Diglett Cave. So it's gonna keep us guessing because they're not gonna follow each other's path. They are gonna do reverse Kanto boss order. So Bakura is going to be fighting Brock in a moment while Athena starts the Blaine fight. This has been a ROM, wouldn't you say?
Oh yes, definitely. I really love this. Yeah, I mean, probably not last. It really depends. Now, okay, so ERC, he needs to fly to Pewter anyways to talk to Oak. Oh, not Pewter. Pallet. Almost. It's basically the same. So
we got the soul badge from Blaine. But yeah, you're right, Fine, is that you have to take that extra fly point anyways to go back to Pallet to talk to Oak to remove the guard from Mount Silver.
So it doesn't matter if he does
right.
What he does that. So
Yeah,
probably
so
he wants to
still just oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he probably wants to do Janine now, then do Erika, then fly to Viridian, do Blue, then go up to fight Brock, and then fly down to Pallet. That's probably the most efficient path.
Yeah, the most efficient and the most safe at the same time is to do the Erika fights before Blue.
Yeah, so you don't forget.
Yeah, and doing the only switch that you might consider doing is Blue last, just to have the most levels possible. But Bakura hitting one, another optional on his end. By the way, the most optimal routing to get past the two bug catchers on Route 2, Southern Route 2, is to just go straight down. You go through that first tile of grass, to which the first one doesn't have enough vision to see you, and then you're out of vision of the second one, but he was a tile to the right. Yep, you just go straight down. Yep, and then we saw Bakura get the Thunder Badge from Brock. The Earth Badge has been picked up from Janine on Athena's screen. We'll see if he... I don't think either of them have been to Celadon yet, though. Athena's actually gonna do blue next.
Yeah.
So it looks like Erica's gonna be last.
I mean, at this point, it's just
Yeah,
matter
and
too much.
since they did do the early Snorlax switch, they are definitely at a high enough level. I believe his Ursaring is at level 61. And Bakura is now starting the lane fight.
Oh, that is a nice free setup from the coughing there.
That really is. So now all he has to do is use
Set
a
him an
bitter
X.
berry or a full restore or any kind of healing item. Yeah, level 62 Ursaring on both screens.
63 soon, like right now.
Yeah, it's exciting to see both these racers so close.
Oh yeah.
Soul Badge picked up for Bakura.
Athena just quickly defeating this last Pokemon from Blue, which is a Gligar. And he received the Boulder Badge.
So one of the nice things that we're doing for this tournament is normally when we play these casually or we just play these with other friends, we like a little bit of a challenge, so we usually force fully evolved at level 50, which would mean that Blue's Pokemon would all be fully evolved.
I'm still kind of baffled that we don't use this
Athena,
option.
why are you not flying?
I mean, he
Oh
can.
no, he does. He can't. He's going up to
Yes.
computer. Dodging the bug catches. Oh, I've never seen that done backwards before.
I've never seen anyone today dodge this.
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that Athena's probably one fight ahead. But we'll get a really good idea of how close they are because it looks like both runners are going to be doing Erica last.
Maybe. I don't know. Bakura could fly to Erika now. And do Blue last.
Okay,
Which he
you're right.
is doing. And because they never ended Cerulean, he has to... No, Celadon,
Yeah.
he has to bike over them.
Which means we'll never know what the TMs in Celadon were.
I mean... Yeah, we won't.
I mean, it could have been Explosion.
Could also have been... bad.
Could also been Drill Peck. But they have Wing Attack. Could have been Earthquake. It's what's Earthquake's description? A very strong attack, but useless against flying types.
Something like that. Athena...
Shoutouts to Koga on the job promotion. I like that.
Can I just say I love bears?
Do you like Bad Rom, Big Boom, Bad Bears?
Yes.
I mean, Bakura was accurate to say Bad Rom.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Elm Cut, though.
This
That
is-
will be
that is like
that will
this
be the
is
talking
gonna be
point.
this is gonna be a one of a kind ROM for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, odds that we see this, odds that we see Elm Cut ever again. 1 in 50 chance.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
no,
mean,
it's gonna
I've
be
seen worse.
it's gonna be a 50-50 that happens or it doesn't. Yeah, both of our fighters are just slowly cleaning up.
Yeah, Erica being the
Yes.
longest gym in Kanto.
Yeah.
With 4 total trainers.
There's not too much to talk about until both of them are ascending Mount Silver.
Ascending. I mean, I was just kind of hoping Bakura would have also picked up the Super Rod anyways, just to have full clear.
Nah, that's not Bakura's style. But then also, then again, going to Cyanwood early is also not Bakura's style, but he still did it, so who knows?
Who
Who knows at this point?
Yeah, it's it's so interesting to see how both trainers are kind of puzzle piecing the moveset together. So essentially, strength, wing attack, surf is the moveset for both players, with Athena having the slight advantage of also having explosion in case something's really scary on red. And Bakura will be starting the blue fight now, while Athena is on the Erica fight, which is both of their second final fights. Penultimate fight, if you will. Alright, and there is Erica defeated. Alright, one fight remaining. We just need to talk to Oak and we'll be on our way ascending Mount Silver.
Can I just say I love the word ascend?
Ascend.
Yes.
Terrific. I like it too.
Like, ascend sounds pretty regal, in my opinion.
Well then, shall we ascend Mount Silver?
Yes, please let us ascend Mount Silver together.
I think to Wingage's demise, we'll probably be seeing the first floor of Mount Silver in full color.
In full HD.
If he's still in chat, I would like to know if Wingage has ever seen the inside of Mount Silver.
Oh yeah, definitely. That one X speed made him outspeed all of the students, which Bakura is struggling against.
Yeah. And that's why I tend to try to value higher speed Pokemon a little bit more in these, because yeah, you can be taking some hits if you.
But Athena is
if you have a
starting
strong
red
Pokemon.
now.
And the
red
lead is a Graveler.
You can't explode on that, sadly.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You'd still probably want to set up X attacks and then just hit it with Surf.
Oh, that Kinesis is... He has an X accuracy, he's fine.
He has an X accuracy. He'll probably set up the guard spec as well.
Yes. I mean, at that point, it's probably smarter just to save text to not set up the guard spec, because now he always has like these 3-ish seconds where it just waits for...
of you're protected by Mist.
Yes.
Ooh, that was a slightly high roll on the Mega Horn there. Cutting it close.
Oh!
That's a crit! Oh no!
This makes the race that much more interesting.
Oh,
all of a
so
sudden.
that's a really... Not only was that a crit, but it was also a high roll crit, because it wasn't doing half damage at normal, so we would have to have a high roll and a crit to be defeated in one shot. That is incredibly unlucky. So there he sets up the guard spec right away. And it's just all about how much do you want to risk setting up and then just hitting it with Surf at the end. Yeah, because if you get crit on turn 2, of course that's going to kill. But yeah, I can't believe that was a turn 1 crit from full health. That had to have been some kind of high roll. Yeah, but the more Kinesis spam that he gets, the better chance he's going to have to
Or
set up.
Mega Horn
Remember, he's
misses.
Yeah, and remember, he's going to also have to... Oh, did you see Bakura actually cannot afford to get crits? Bakura did not save before the red fight.
Interesting strategy. He's
there we
just
go.
going.
Okay. So he's just going to surf out that Graveler. Did you happen to see if Athena used X speeds?
He did use X speeds.
See, there you go. The Smoochum outsped Bakura, and now he got hit with Dynamic Punch. Athena's fully set up. I don't see any reason that could give him trouble. Really, the only thing that can that hurt you is anything that might have stab E speed. To which once I saw stab E speed bear, and it crit me, so I died.
That sounds about right.
It was very scary. But yeah, Athena.
Oh, Athena going out with a style! I love it.
What a wonderful final KO. Congratulations to Athena with the meme at the end, taking victory.
2:26:41. A nice time, too.
Yeah, that was plenty good, especially with Fly being in the basement and Cut being on Elm. His routing was quite efficient, I have to say. Bakura is actually just finishing up as well. He's on the final Pokemon, to which still getting outsped, but this was a very close race. Ooh, he's
Yeah.
getting full restore. Yeah, he has to because he's gonna get outsped.
Oh, that was a high roll.
Ooh, yeah. But Bakura also takes care of it. Our runner's within about 45 seconds at the very end.
50 seconds. 50 seconds are separating these two runners at the end.
Yes, congratulations to both our runners.
I
We
will
be...
bring Athena in for an interview
All right.
right now.
Welcome in, Athena. First of all, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
First of all, we know that this was quite the ROM. So, can
It was
you
painful.
can you speak on behalf of just how clever did you have to be with your routing to make sure you got it right?
More than me, because I messed up my pathing so many times. Like, I went to check pseudo without having the square ball because I was not paying attention. But it was mainly knowing exactly what was left and what you could check. And is it worth going for that one check, or is it worth to just do other things in the meantime?
Yeah, I think the biggest turning point was after completing the rocket tower sequence, and you still didn't have cuts, and cut could only be in the basement or on Professor Elm. Just talk us through your decision-making process to go check out the basement in that case.
I know it had to be cut or fly. Like, it's 50%. Because it's cut, fly, or super rod, so that means I have to, depending on the item it was, I need to do early E4 or not.
Yeah.
And since I saw it was fly, I was like, then cut has to be locked behind E4.
Yeah. And then just what was going through your mind at that point, because you're like, oh man, cuts behind E4, that's something that doesn't happen very often. In fact, I think it's one of the least common scenarios in terms of cuts. So is it just kind of bummer, suck it up, go do the Elite Four? It's
not quote unquote that big of a deal that it's cut, because you can it's only Erica that is locked, because I wasn't sure, but I confirmed when I went E4 that you can access left side of Kanto through E4. Because you can go to Viridian from the entrance zone before Victoria Road. So I confirmed that, so it was okay. It's only Erica that it's locked. So I just finished. I was for a split second considering finishing that part of Kanto since I had fly. But I was like, I'm just gonna do E4.
Yeah.
And take out and then finish the rest of Kanto.
Yeah, I think it was all in all, you made a lot of smart decisions. You made all finding fly was really a key turning point from us on commentary. You were a little behind Bakura in the early goings with using the Vaporeon, just having trouble finding it in the first place. I think you took an early wipe. So
Raiko didn't want to cooperate.
Yeah, you were just a little behind, but finding fly really was the turning point. So it was exciting to see this match just turn around and be so close just the whole time, and that make the difference. So congratulations. One more thing I wanted to pick your brain about. Early Snorlax strats. I think you both went for them. How obvious was it to just go check out what the Snorlax was?
It's actually kind of 50-50. Well, more 75, 60-40 maybe, on 60 being good, 40 being bad. There's a lot of bad Pokemons, but it's still a level 50. My main was level 37, so it was not that bad of a choice, especially knowing if it's a Pokemon that evolves. I had one candy. If it's a 3 stage, I can immediately get the second candy and get it to final stage immediately. So the moment I saw it was at 30 years, I was like, okay, this is a main set. Because I have strength, I got recently Wing Attack TM, so this is straight up a main set.
Yep, and good thing you taught Surf, because that gives you full coverage for the rock types. Especially seeing that you had to deal with the Graveler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I swear you got a high roll crit off that Graveler.
It was definitely high roll, because I would have lived on like 10 HP if it didn't high roll. That actually made me a bit mad, because I wasn't sure how far ahead or behind I could be at that point.
Yeah, it certainly made it a little closer. Yeah. Any other thoughts from your end throughout the course of this race that you thought was interesting, exciting, maybe frustrating?
For me, interesting, like apparently Olavan is no longer a poor city. Ekrotik is. Both roads were there. I made so many mistakes of movement. Like one of them that I can remember is this pseudo thing. Like I was not paying attention, and then I hit an optional immediately after that.
Yeah,
and
I think
then
you evened out on the optionals because Bakura hit one of the bug catchers in Route 2.
No. And then I think I did one more mistake. I don't remember which one it is right now, but that was also annoying, and it cost me a bit of time too.
Yeah, I just remember the pseudo, you getting there and being like, oh.
Yeah, because I was thinking about moveset and on all the TNs we had, and it's like, if we should get Surf quote unquote early, like in not much time. So, and I have all these TNs because my moveset consisted in T-Shock Ember basically.
Yeah.
But I had Psybeam and I had Sacred Fire, and I was like, I wanna see if I main switch, because I don't want to teach these TNs right now because they can be really useful. And I was just basically muscle memory going there.
Yeah.
And I remember the other mistake I made. It was also muscle memory, because I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, sometimes just
happens. Yeah. Apart from that, I'm really glad that going early to Cianwood paid off, because strength was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that paid off for you. We noted that right away. That was like, ooh, Athena got the access to strength.
Yes, I could finish that part and just forget about it. But yeah.
Fine, you got anything to say?
No, not really.
I wonder if we can also get Bakura in here.
Bakura said
Shortly.
he's not able to because of people sleeping at his place.
Yeah, it's a bit
very
late.
good.
I'm
Yeah, it
able
is.
to speak up a bit loud just because I'm alone home, so I don't have to be
So-
that conscious about making so much noise.
So for the tournament bracket, I only have like the super hobo setup for that, but this is not what I wanted to show. This is what I wanted to show. So the bracket looks like this now. So with Athena's win over Bakura, he slides into the next round and is gonna fight Kevin in the next match. So stay tuned for that.
Hey,
And
look,
I
if
need to
you
change-
win that one, you would fight the winner of that match.
And for the losers bracket, Bakura is waiting for the winner of Furious Magic versus yours truly, T-Pad. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited.
And
But later on today, we've got a couple more matches. I
Oh.
believe our next match today is going to
It's
be
basically
Paradox
it is
and
basically
Snorms.
going to be set up right now.
Yeah, actually, we will be rating the Randomania 1 channel. They just got underway. They are 3 minutes in. Again, that's Paradox versus Snorms. And also, don't forget, we have one more match that immediately follows that one. It is going to be Snow Bear and... Wait, is that the Snow Bear match?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Snow
It
Bear
is the
versus
Snow
Ben
Bear-
Redrock.
Yes. So, triple header Saturday for Pokemon Crystal Key Item Randomizer.
If you love
well-
key item randos just like we do, stay tuned for more.
Yes.
And with that being said,
We just want to say thanks you to everybody. Thanks to congrats to Athena, of course,
Thank you.
and good games to Bakura for participating in this. Thanks Fian and thanks Sandy for being commentators. And Fian, you were the restreamer, weren't you?
yes.
Well, thank you all so much. Big shout outs to everybody in chats. But yeah, more action heading your way right now on Randomania 1. It's Paradox and Snorms.
So
We'll see y'all next time.